Hello and welcome back dear student in the next, that is the fifth lecture of the topic solutions. So dear student, in the last lecture we have done what is meant by solubility and what are the factors affecting on the solubility. So dear student, in this topic solution we are going to study about the binary solution. Binary solution means a solutions which contains only two components. That means one of these is solute and another component is solvent. So we are going to study the binary solution, means which contains one solute and one solvent. In that we have studied what is meant by solubility and what are the factors affecting on the solubility. So the first factor is nature of solute and solvent. According to the rule, like dissolve like, a polar solute dissolved in a polar solvent and a non-polar solute dissolved in a non-polar solvent. That means in this topic we are going to study which of type of solution, a solution of a solid in liquid, in somewhat gas in a liquid type of a solution. Because in our previous lecture we have done or we are studied about the 9 types of solutions, 9 various types of solution depending on the physical state of the solute and solvent. And out of that 9 type of solution we are going to study the solutions of solid in a liquid, in somewhat the solution of gas in the liquid, and therefore the solubility in that first factor is the nature of solute and solvent. Polar solute dissolved in a polar solvent and a non-polar solute dissolved in a non-polar solvent. The second factor we have studied, that is the effect of temperature. As we know, the solubility of a solid in a liquid increases with increase in a temperature. Increases with increase in a temperature. But the solubility of a gas in a liquid decreases with the increase in the temperature. The solubility of a gas in a liquid decreases with a increase in a temperature. That means in that we have seen one reason why the marine life like fish, they are still preferred at a lower level of the sea than the upper level. And the third factor is the solubility depends on the pressure. How the pressure affects the solubility, and in that we have seen one law called as Henry's law. The solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure above that gas. S is directly proportional to P, and therefore S is equal to KHP, where KH is a constant called as a Henry's constant. So dear student, up to this we have learned in our previous lectures. So in today's lecture we are going to start a new subtopic, that is the vapor pressure of a solution of liquids in a liquids. Vapor pressure of a solutions of liquids in a liquid. That means in that we have seen one law, or we are going to study one law called as Raoult's law. But before going to start the Raoult's law, we come to know about the what is mean by vapor pressure. But before going to start the vapor pressure, here for the binary system which contains here for the binary solution which contain one solute and one solvent. So if we have the number of moles of solute, then it is denoted by a letter N2. The number of moles of solvent it is denoted by letter N1. The weight of a solute is denoted by letter W2, and the weight of a solvent is denoted by W1. If we have molar mass, then it is denoted by a M2, and the solvent which is M1. Then if we have a mole fraction of the solute, then the mole fraction is denoted by letter X, and for the solute here we have used the notation 2, 2, 2 for the solute, and 1, 1, 1 is for the solvent. So we have to always remember that for a binary solution, for that means solution of solute and solvent, here the 2, 2, 2 notation is used for the solute, and a 1, 1, 1 notation is used for the solvent. That means if there is a number of moles of solvent, then it is N1. This is the weight of the solvent, W1. This is the molar mass of the solvent, M1, and this is the mole fraction of the solvent, X1. So the concentration of the solution that can be expressed by using some different ways: molarity, molality, mole fraction, percentage by mass, percentage by volume, parts per million, normality, formality, and so on. So these are some concentration terms used to express the concentration. So out of that, here we have a very important concentration term, that means molarity, molality, mole fraction, and all these terms, they are in your 11th standard second topic. Concentration of the solution is expressed by using the molarity, molality, and mole fraction. So you have to write down all the definitions of these concentration terms and the formula of these concentration terms today. Molarity, molality, and mole fraction. So this is about the binary solution. So let us start with what is mean by vapor pressure. But before that, here we know every liquid, they possess a property of volatility. Every liquid which possesses a property of volatility. Volatility is the tendency of any substance. What is mean by volatility? Volatility, it is the tendency to go into the vapor state. Volatility means what? Because all the liquids, they possess a property of a volatility, and volatility is a tendency to go into the vapor state. And as we know, the vapor state of a substance is also called as a gaseous state. Volatility is a tendency of a substance to goes into the vapor state, and therefore the vapor state of a substance is also called as a gaseous state, because of all the liquid, they possess a property of volatility. Means all the liquid, they having a tendency to goes into the vapor state either by heating or without heating. They have a tendency, they have a property of a volatility, that means to goes into the vapor state, that means in a gaseous state, because the vapor state is called as a gaseous state of that substance. So therefore, depending on the tendency, the liquids are classified into two types: more or most volatile liquid and a least volatile liquid. Depending on the tendency, they are classified into more volatile liquid and less volatile liquid. In a more or the most volatile liquid, the intermolecular force of interaction is very weak. In a most volatile liquid or in a more volatile liquid, volatility means to goes into the vapor state, and therefore depending on this tendency they are having the two types, more volatile liquid and less volatile liquid. More volatile liquid having intermolecular force of interaction is very less. For example, acetone, ethyl acetate, then alcohol. These are the more volatile liquids. Means they are readily goes into the vapor state, gaseous state, because they are the liquid, and as we know the liquid having a tendency of volatility means to goes into the vapor state. In a less volatile liquid, the intermolecular force of interaction is relatively strong. The intermolecular force of interaction is relatively strong. And for example, lubricating oil. Lubricating oil is an example of a less volatile liquid. And acetone, ethyl acetate, alcohol, they are a more volatile liquid. So here, after that, here we have to start what is mean by vapor pressure. What is mean by vapor pressure? So for that, here we have considered a one container containing a liquid molecules. Here consider a container containing a liquid molecules, and this is one of the surface of this liquid. So as we know, all the liquid they are having a tendency of volatility, means they are having a tendency to goes into the vapor state, and this is one of the liquid which is taken in this container. So this is one of the liquid and this is the surface of liquid. This is the surface of liquid, and if we close this container, means this container is closed there. According to the property of liquid, this liquid they are goes into the vapor state. So the some liquids, firstly the liquids which are present on the surface, they are goes into the vapor state, and this process in which the liquid they are going into the vapor state, this is called as a evaporation. This process is called as evaporation. Means in the liquid they are going into the vapor state, then this process is called as a evaporation. So after some time, most of the liquid they are goes into the vapor state. That means they are goes into the gaseous state. This is the vapor state of the liquid, and this process is called as a evaporation. Initially the rate of evaporation is more. But as we know, this the vapor state of this liquid, means the liquids when they are going into the gaseous state are going into the vapor state, and this vapor state is called as a gaseous state of the substance. Means the liquid they are converted into gas by the process evaporation. And as we know, what is the property of the gases? The gas molecules, they are always in continuous motion. They are having highest kinetic energy, and due to that property, these gas molecules, because the container is closed, The vapor state or the gaseous state or the gaseous molecule, they are not outside this container, they are present on that container or in that container, because the container is closed. Here we have a lid on that container, and therefore according to the property of gases, the gaseous molecules, they possess the highest kinetic energy, and due to that higher kinetic energy they collapse with each other, also with this wall of container, and loses their kinetic energy, and these vapor molecule, they are returning back into the surface due to having higher kinetic energy. The some molecules, they are returning back into the surface, that means in the liquid state, and this process is called as a condensation. That means the gaseous molecules, they are converted into the liquid, then this process is called as a condensation. Initially the rate of condensation is very less, but as the time goes on, the rate of condensation is increases, and at the one point what happened here an equilibrium is established between the vapor and the surface. Means at that time the rate of vaporization becomes equal to the rate of condensation. And at that time this is having an equilibrium. But when the vapor molecule, they are returning back into the surface, then they exert a pressure, because in a gaseous state they are having a higher kinetic energy, and with that kinetic energy they are returning back into the surface, and therefore they exert a pressure on the surface. Because of these vapor molecules, when they returning back into the surface, they exert a pressure on the surface of a liquid, and this pressure is due to the vapor, is called as a vapor pressure. What is mean by vapor pressure? A vapor pressure of a substance is defined as when here the vapor pressure of a substance is defined as the pressure exerted by the gaseous state of a substance. It is the pressure exerted by the gaseous state of a substance when it is in equilibrium with, because this is a pressure which is exerted when the system is an equilibrium. Means there is an equilibrium is established between the liquid, means the surface of the liquid, and the vapor, and therefore it is the pressure exerted by the gaseous state of the substance when it is in equilibrium with its liquid or its solid, or either solid. What is mean by vapor pressure? Vapor pressure is a pressure exerted by a gaseous state of the molecule when it is in equilibrium with its liquid or either solid. This is called as a vapor pressure. Vapor pressure means a pressure exerted by the vapors. Vapors means the gaseous state of the substance. But when there is an equilibrium with these vapor and surface. So this is called as a vapor pressure. It is called as a vapor pressure. Vapor pressure is a pressure exerted by the gaseous state of the molecule when that gaseous state means these molecules when it is in equilibrium with its liquid or either solid. So this is the definition of vapor pressure. So this is the concept of vapor pressure. After that, here we come to know about the Raoult's law. What is the statement of a Raoult's law? So here we have started what is mean by Raoult's law. So for the Raoult's law, here we have considered the two volatile component A1 and A2. Consider a two volatile component A1 and A2. Let P01 or P01, we can say that it also P01. Let P01 or P01 be the vapor pressure of a volatile component A1, because these are the two volatile components. Consider a two volatile component A1 and A2, and this is the mixture of these two volatile components. Means this is the solution of these two volatile components A1 and A2. Let P01 be the vapor pressure of volatile component A1. Let P01 be the vapor pressure of volatile component A1, and P2 or P02, when we mix these two volatile components and form a solution, then in that solution let P01 be the here vapor pressure of volatile component A1 and P02 or P02 be the vapor pressure of the volatile component A2 in this mixture of solution, because this is the two volatile component separately A1 and A2, and if we mix these two volatile component, volatile means they are ready goes into the gaseous state, vapor state, and therefore if we mix these two volatile components, then it forms a solution, and therefore in a solution let P01 be the vapor pressure of A1 and P02 be the vapor pressure of A2, the second volatile component. Let P1 is the partial pressure, because in this solution of mixture A1 and A2, P01 and P02 are the vapor pressure of A1 and A2 respectively, and P1 and P2. P01 is the vapor pressure of A1, P02 is the vapor pressure of second volatile component. But P1 is the partial pressure of A1. P1, this is the vapor pressure, and P1 is the partial pressure of A1, because here in this mixture, here we have a two volatile component, and therefore if we have a total pressure PS or P, what we say is that P is the total pressure of the mixture, means it is the pressure due to the volatile component A1 and the component A2, and therefore let P1 be the partial pressure on A1 and P2 be the partial pressure on A2. A1 and A2 are the two volatile components, and X1 be the mole fraction of the volatile component A1, and X2 be the mole fraction of the volatile component A2. So from these, here we stated Raoult's law as the partial pressure. The partial pressure means either P1 or P2, because this is the binary solution of two volatile components. Components means the two volatile liquids, and therefore the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution, because the solution contains the two volatile components, Therefore, the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution is equal to the mole fraction of that component. Here, let if P1 be the partial pressure on one of the component A1 is equal to, what is the mole fraction of the A1? It is equal to x1. And therefore, the Raoult's law, it is stated as the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution is equal to the mole fraction of that component multiplied by the vapor pressure of that component. So, the Raoult's law, it is stated as the partial vapor pressure or the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of pure component multiplied by the mole fraction of that component in the solution. Because this is the solution of these two volatile components having partial pressure P1 and P2 and vapor pressure P1 and P2. Partial pressure means P1 and P2 and vapor pressure P01 and P02. So, the Raoult's law stated as the partial pressure of any volatile component of the solution is equal to the vapor pressure of that component multiplied by the mole fraction of that component in a solution. But a solution contains the two volatile components, and therefore for the second volatile component we can also say that according to the Raoult's law, P2 which is equal to x2 P02, P2 which is equal to x2 P02 and P1 which is equal to x1 P01. So, this is the partial pressure on volatile component A1 in the solution, and this is the partial pressure on the volatile component A2 in the solution. Because if we mix these two solutions, then it mix these two components, then it forms a solution. And according to the Raoult's law, it is stated as the partial pressure of any volatile component. Just partial pressure आपण A1 वरच लिहू शकतो P1 आणि A2 वरच P2. But it is equal to the vapor pressure of that component multiplied by the mole fraction of that components only in that solution. So, this is the statement of a Raoult's law. But this is the solution of these two volatile component A1 and A2, and therefore the total pressure of the solution which is equal to what? It is the summation of, because the total pressure of the solution is equal to, it is the summation of the partial pressure of volatile component A1 plus the partial pressure on the volatile component A2. So, here the total pressure of the solution is equal to P, and P is equal to, because the solution contains two components, and in that two components the pressure on A is P1 and the P is P2. Sorry, A2 is P2, and therefore the total pressure is the pressure due to A1 and the pressure due to A2. The pressure due to A1 is P1 and the pressure due to A2 is P2, and therefore the total pressure of the solution is the summation of P1 plus P2. So, dear student, this is the statement of Raoult's law, and this is the mathematical expression of a Raoult's law. So, dear student, in today's lecture we have learned about what is mean by vapor pressure and the vapor pressure of a solutions of liquid in liquid. That means these two are liquids, and when we make a solution of liquid in liquids for the volatile component, always remember that Raoult's law, in the Raoult's law, both the components of the solution are volatile. That means in that we see in the Raoult's law, that is the vapor pressure of the any volatile component of the solution is equal to the partial pressure into the mole fraction. And here we have to study only the binary solution, and therefore here we have two components or the two liquids, two volatile liquids for the Raoult's law. So dear student, in today's lecture we have stopped here. We will meet in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.